Hey guys, what's up? I'm back again and I have something pretty cool and interesting to share with you guys. This is not a MG update, but just something cool that I got to be a part of that I want to share with you. So this week I actually participated in Rare Disease Week on Capitol Hill. Now, if you're like me, you probably have never even heard of this week until just now, because I didn't until I participated in it, but it was actually pretty cool, so I thought it'd be worth sharing with you guys. So Rare Disease Week was February 25th through February 28th. February 28th is actually um, Rare Disease Day, so that's a big to do and a celebration of all rare diseases. However, leading up to Rare Disease Day, they decided to do Rare Disease Week on Capitol Hill, which gives chances for all the different people with various rare diseases to come together and just meet and congregate, and you get to lobby with your representatives and your congress people in order to ask them to do certain things as it relates to you and your particular illness. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I just want to start from the beginning. So Rare Disease Week is actually put on by RDLA, which is a program put on by the Every Life Foundation, and I will link those in the description box below so that you can click on them and poke around and see if anything over there intrigues you. But basically, so every day this week from Sunday to Thursday, so maybe not a full week, there was a different event put on. So Sunday there was a cocktail reception and a documentary about a hockey player who had, I want to say it was ALS. I believe it was ALS. And just the documentary about that. And then there was a panel. Monday was actually the legislative conference. So you had different speakers and different panels and different breakout sessions relating to legislative acts that were on the table, different bills that were on the table that will relate to rare diseases. You had people come in and speak to us about their different experiences and their expertise. So it was a very, very insightful conference. Then in the breakout sessions, because it was all in preparation for Tuesday, which was lobby day, and lobby day is the day that you actually get to go and see your representative in the House and your senators over in the Senate and basically make an ask. And the ask is, what is it that you want them to do? What is it that you're asking them to do to support in order to assist you? So that's Tuesday, lobby day. Then Wednesday there is a then Wednesday, sorry, brain fart. There was the Rare Disease Caucus, because there's actually a caucus, and a lot of members actually sign up to be on the caucus, in which they sit down and just talk about rare disease one-on-one. So that was pretty cool. There's photo ops. There's different meetups after a while, rare artist reception, and then ending it all at NIH on Thursday with Rare Disease Day and just a day full of events. So it's jam-packed, and while I think it's super cool that they put all these events together, if you have a rare disease like mine and you get fatigued, it's a lot. But it's super cool just for everybody to come together and all these different type of rare diseases, and it makes the journey of having a rare disease a little less lonely. Anyway, so I want to talk about some of the highlights just from my experience when I went. So definitely, without question, my highlight was lobby day. I have worked, close to, or what most people would say, governmental policies and stuff for a pretty long time. But being on this side of it, actually going and lobbying and making an ask was a different experience. And it's actually something super cool because it makes you feel like you have a say and you have a voice, which you do. Because, that's what we are. We're a democracy here in America. That's what they say. Anywho, so my day started. My first meeting of the day was with my representative's office, and we got to just sit down. It was very personal. We got to tell our stories, and we made our ask. So basically, you go, you introduce yourself, you tell your story, you make your ask. That's basically the format of it all. And the goal of it is to try to get them to agree to support whatever it is that you're asking for. This year at the conference, they outlined 3 specific asks for us, which was funding for NIH and FDA. What was the second one? A newborn screening, funding for newborn screening. And then the third one was to actually join the Congressional Caucus. So thankfully, my members already were a part of the caucus, so I didn't have to do that one. So that's good. But like, if your representative wasn't, on caucus, that could definitely be an ask. Or you could choose to go rogue and just basically create your own ask. And what they want you to do is, if you have an ask, you basically create a one-sheeter, because you have to think about it. They have tons of people coming into their office every single day, and they just don't want to read a stack of papers this big. Like, a quick one-sheeter, give them the facts. That's what they need in order to know that, hey, this is something I want to pursue, or hey, this is something I don't want to pursue. Just give it to them. So that was pretty cool. And overall, it was a good experience. Like, I was super duper terrified, honestly, when I went to my first meeting, just because I had never done it before. And I was actually asked to be my team leader, and I'm like, I just came to be a spectator. I really had no idea what this was about, and lo and behold, I was asked to be the team leader. So I was terrified because I didn't want to lead my team down a hole. Just a lot of pressure that I put on myself, but it actually turned out to be very, very good, very, very fun. So I encourage anybody and everybody, if you have a chance to actually participate in Rare Disease Week next year, to come out. Reach out to Everyday Life, because I know that for a lot of people who travel near and far, they offer stipends to kind of alleviate some of your expenses that you have for staying overnight and traveling. If that's an issue. There were a lot of people who were, handy-capable, in wheelchairs and walkers, and had special needs that were still there, that was still present, that was making their voice heard. So it can be done. It just takes like a lot of planning. Some of the logistical things or bloopers that I found, or tips rather. Food. If you have a special diet, bring your own food. I particularly didn't care for the food they provided, but a lot of other people did. But it's hard, with rare disease, especially if you're on like an AIP or specific paleo, or you have some type of allergy. Like, it's hard to cater to such a large group of people dietarily. So if you have your own food, bring it, or rather, make sure that you have your own ready to bring. I don't think you can just bring a whole case of food on the plane with you, but maybe you can. That food was one thing. The other thing is that while it is all in DC, and DC is not that huge, logistically getting around is not that simple. So like, if you have a meeting at the house, your representative or your Senate member is on the other side. So that's going to require walking or transporting or taxi or Ubering or something of that nature. So it definitely is, it is taxing and it is tiring, but it's worth it if you can do it. Like, to me, of all the events that were, that took place, Lobby Day was the most important, but of course that's the one that's most taxing because you're walking back and forth between the House and the Senate. But that was the one that really got me going, honestly. The Rare Artist Reception, like, there are so many dope artists. Like, it was pretty cool just to see how people used their experiences with their diseases and have made beautiful art. Like, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I honestly look forward to next year because I'm ready. Now that I know what to expect, I don't have as much nerves about it, and I'm excited to see if my representatives that I talk to actually take what I have said and like put it into action. And I won't take all the credit because I had a team, but like, I'm excited to see how I can potentially impact and make a change for myself as well as others in the rare disease community. So when we got there, they gave us these cool swag bags. I know, who does not love swag? So let me show you. So we got this cool booklet that basically outlines, it had like programs, a short bio about like everybody who spoke to us that day, had maps, it had a breakdown of every single session that we were in. Just a lot of helpful material in here. One thing that I forgot to mention is that I actually was introduced to YAR, and YAR is the young adults. Don't let me get it wrong. YAR. I'll link that in the bottom. But basically, they were the young adult representatives of RDLA. So these are people from ages 16 to 30 who have been impacted with rare disease and who are becoming advocates. And I think that is so awesome. Like, I remember being diagnosed, you know, not at 16, but, you know, in my mid-20s. And I was wishing that there was something like that for me when I was growing up, or when I was diagnosed, not growing up, but that I could relate to others who were actually going through the experience. I think that's super cool. And I actually want to get more involved with y'all. I'm going to actually look into that. I keep saying actually, I'm sorry, blah. But I do want to look into that. I don't know if advocacy is my new thing, but I'm excited to try my hand at it and just see where I fit in. I don't know if it's a calling. I'm going to pray on that. But I think that it's an opportunity to make change, and that's what we need. Besides that, something happened. When I was telling my story, I actually made a couple people cry. And I think I've finally gotten into the point where I can tell my story and I can talk about it without tearing up myself. And I attribute that to, you know, blogging and just talking to other people about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you release it, the more you try to me, blogging and talking and making these videos is pretty much therapy. It's helping me heal. Like, those emotional scars of being diagnosed with MG are slowly not fading, but it just stings a little less. You know, I guess I'm numb to it. But when I think about it, yes, it is hard to hear my story, and it's hard to hear everyone's story, especially when it's traumatic, because that's what it is. These are traumatic things that are happening now. So I thought that was pretty cool, just to see the progression in myself, that I'm able to speak and not fall apart about it anymore. Like, I definitely can see like a positive turnaround in myself. Shout out to the affirmation, shout out to the healing work, shout out to, you know, finally accepting what's happening to me and not being in despair about it. So there's something truly freeing about, you know, telling my story and not bawling out, even though it is still the same story. I'm just thankful that I'm at a place where it's not tearing me apart. So I think that's all I have to share with you guys. I just really wanted to talk about that. Something super random and off the cuff for what I normally talk about, but it's all related. And so thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, tell a friend. Again, I'm going to link stuff in the description block for all the things that I mentioned, because I mean, I'm just getting introduced to them, so I'm not a subject matter expert, and their web pages will tell you a lot more than I can, and hopefully I will get to see you guys next week. I mean, not next week. Hopefully I will get to see you guys next year at the next Rare Disease Week. So until next time, see ya.